Hi, and welcome to the Diamond Report for Monday, April 3rd, 2017. This is your host, Doug Diamond. I've got us looking at Earthquake 3D, the last 48 hours worth of earthquakes globally. And I wanted to bring your attention to several fairly deep and fairly large earthquakes that have happened between New Zealand and Fiji in the 4.8, 4.7 range. It's a pretty deep quake. Wouldn't have caused any damage because it's deep and there's hardly anyone that lives out here. However, what that will translate into is shallower, larger quakes in silent zones nearby in the coming, say, week or less. And also, we've had a very similar quake over here, 4.3, that's very deep, between the Philippines and Indonesia. I'll turn the rings down so you can see it better. Right here. So that will also translate into further movement that will be shallower and larger, probably between 1 and 2 magnitudes higher. So if we're looking at a 4.3, we'd be looking at a 5.3 to 6.3 in a silent zone. And right now, we have silent zones around here through southern Indonesia, as well as between Taiwan and southern Japan. So we have silent zones there, and quite a few silent zones across this area of where Nepal is, northern India, and we could definitely see movement in that area on a fairly large scale in the coming days. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also wanted to bring your attention to a couple of direct hits that happened in the last couple of days. We had a earthquake that happened in central Chile, as I mentioned, would probably happen several days back now, and that has since happened, as well as this one here in the area between northern Peru and southern Ecuador. That earthquake has also happened exactly as I mentioned that it would. It's just a matter of watching pressure transfer around the globe, and when you do that, it's pretty easy to predict where it's going to move. You also see a fairly decent sized quake up here, 5.0, in Russia, Siberian area. So I wanted to just show you a quick little three-dimensional view here of the globe, and we will move on to the headlines. From Information Liberation, Sweden. Viral video shows 4 cops struggling to control 1 violent migrant. Carnage in Russia. St. Petersburg metro bomb blast kills at least 10. Speculation immediately falls on Islamic terror. Gibraltar, EU acting like cuckolded husband in Brexit dispute. Marvel VP of sales blames diversity for falling comic book sales. That's from The Independent. Infowars updates, terror strikes St. Petersburg. IEDs explode inside a subway car. ISIS threatened to burn Russia last month. It's a Steve Watson report. In the wake of the St. Petersburg attack, Islamists are prime suspects. Muslims celebrate the terror attack in St. Petersburg. Al Jazeera Facebook page flooded with positive comments and emoticons. Bill Maher tells Hillary to stay in the woods. You had your shot, you effed it up. That's from the Daily Caller. Dr. Phil interview exposes global elite pedophiles. That's on the New American. And Matt Drudge says something doesn't feel right in D.C. Drudge went on the Savage Nation radio show to warn the Trump administration about traitors. And from Zero Hedge, how Obama's White House weaponized the media against Trump. What is America going to look like when stocks, home prices, and even used cars all crash by at least 50%? That's from Michael Snyder of the Economic Collapse blog. Dubai police arrest hackers who broke into highly confidential White House emails. That's on Zero Hedge. Imagination tech plummets over 60%. after Apple delivers a black swan moment. Nail bomb kills at least 10 and injures 50 on St. Petersburg metro after terrorist throws backpack onto train, moments before shrapnel rips through carriages on the day Putin visits the city. Trump doubles down on Obama wiretap narrative. This is unprecedented. That's on Zero Hedge. Trump praises bombshell report on unmasking and the crooked scheme against us as fingers point to very senior Obama administration official. On Sputnik News, homemade explosive device defused in St. Petersburg metro after deadly blast. Trump rally stormed by anti-fascist demonstrators in Washington state. Arrests made. That's on RT.com. Huge potentially hazardous asteroid hurtling towards Earth. That's on RT.com. The people are waking up. Le Pen declares the system is panicking amid rise of populism. St. Petersburg attack video. Footage shows chaos on Russian metro as explosion kills 10. North Korean defector tells Lester Holt the world should be ready. Breaking, Fox reporter Adam Housley says surveillance of the Trump team and unmasking went on for more than a year. That's on the Gateway Pundit. ISIS spread photo days before the St. Petersburg attack. Quote, "We will burn Russia," from the Gateway Pundit. ISIS sickos strap explosives to a disabled man in new clip showing the extent of their depravity. And from SHTFplan.com, insider warns sophisticated investors are preparing for global implosion. Financial, social, geopolitical turmoil will flare up like a tinderbox. New World Disorder, disintegration stage commences. It's on truepublica.org.uk. Did Hillary ever apologize for receiving the answers to the debate? Trump revives Donna Brazil scandal after Clinton slams him in speech. Android apps are secretly colluding to spy on the private lives of millions of users. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I got rid of my smartphone back in May of 2015. Gorsuch's nuclear option could fundamentally transform the Senate forever. That's on Zero Hedge. The Russiagate scam will blow up in the Democrats' smug faces. That's on townhall.com. CNN triumphantly declares St. Petersburg terror attacks retaliation for Syria. From Sputnik News, Russia launches Terrorist Act case after St. Petersburg subway blast. Another Democrat rats on Obama. We've been spying on Trump since 2015. Update confirmed Obama's NSA advisor Susan Rice requested the unmasking of incoming Trump officials. That's on the Gateway Pundit. And from Sputnik News, Germany suffers 300,000 cyber attacks, pledges potential offensive response. Kill them where you find them. Pro-ISIS group draws up kill list of targets, including names, addresses, and emails of people in the U.S. and the U.K., and threatens Trump. Pictured first images of terror suspect accused of planting a nail bomb which ripped through carriages on St. Petersburg metro, killing at least 10 and injuring 50 while Putin visited the city. Taxis, ordinary drivers offer free rides after blast plunges St. Petersburg into transport chaos. That's on RT. The auto industry is about to drive off a cliff again. Photos, chaos in Venezuela as police repress resistance to Supreme Court self-coup. That's on Breitbart. Belgium set for air, bus, and railroad delays in terror clampdown. That's on Sputnik News. This must-see interview with James Rickards will make you completely rethink your financial preparedness for the coming collapse. It's on Natural News. And on Survival Dan 101, when the grid goes down, you better be ready. How the world will change in only 1 week after a grid-down scenario. Somali asylum seeker accused of killing a woman and raping disabled elderly men. That's on Breitbart. CEO risks everything taking on empire of pedophilia. Veterans for Child Rescue Operation will take down elite pedophiles. Tesla shares surge to all-time high, pushing market cap past Ford's. Russian police focus on Islamic suspect in St. Petersburg attack. Suspect with beard and Muslim cap spotted on security cameras. That's from Kit Daniels and InfoWars. Man removed from transplant list for using medical marijuana lobbies for a new bill. Liberals now believe the deep state are the good guys. I think they believe that for quite some time. James Dobson names villain in plot to destroy American families. Christian leader advises pull no punches in scolding 2 members of Congress over drafting women. That's on WND.com. From the Daily Mail, archaeologists discover medieval villagers in Yorkshire hacked up dead bodies to prevent them returning as zombies. Goodbye, England, as you slip under the waves of Islam. Londonistan, 423 new mosques, but 500 closed churches. That's on floppingaces.net. From fellowshipoftheminds.com, Pope Francis joked about Christ's crucifixion. Anyone who would make our Lord's suffering and death on the cross a butt of jokes is neither Catholic nor Christian, and most certainly not the Pope of the Catholic Church. Jorge Bergoglio is an anti-pope. Shock. Toxic vaccines are now being produced by supporters of jihad. That's on Natural News. Record $10 trillion paper gold trading market continues to depress price. When the fan finally hits the cow excrement, the wealth of the world will move from west to east as Americans are forced to pawn off the remainder of their gold jewelry. The sexbot and robot revolutions, cataclysms colliding. Nationalism, race, and family are the only bulwarks that can stop the dystopian juggernaut, and that's why the elite are in a frenzy to stump what Trump represents. Russia? No, the pony in the manure is the corruption of our intelligence officials. That's on AmericanThinker.com. University sets up booths where men can confess the toxic sins of masculinity. Anonymous, what the media isn't telling us about the I-85 Atlanta bridge collapse. Steve says inside electronic communication intercepts indicate ISIS terrorists' blueprints were used to initiate this incident. North Korea's nuclear strength encapsulated in an online ad for lithium. Former U.S. defense chief's North Korea strategy: deal with it as it is, not as we wish it to be. That's on japantimes.co.jp. Flashback 2009, Europe will become Muslim Eurabia within 20 years. And Steve says, absolutely shocking, must watch. From Empire Exposed, a walk down the rabbit hole of New World Order history as treasonous Bush-Clinton-Obama pedo cabal dynasty gets exposed. Desperate elite steps up the war against humanity. A video of the day, Creeping Sharia, the Islamization of the West. This channel will soon be no longer. YouTube to drop the hammer. That's on ChristianTruther.com. Hollywood won't be happy when they find this out. Mike Norris epic reveal on record. And then Steve says Mike directed Amerigeddon and is now directing his new film Crossroads, which has now started filming. When the grid goes down, you better be ready. How the world will change in only 1 week after a grid down scenario. Then Steve says everyone needs to assess their own personal action plan and make timeline grid down scenario checklist. That's on Survival Dan 101. 2 volcanoes spew ash in Russia's quake-rattled Kamchatka. That's on RT.com. Hitchhiking Earth bacteria could evolve to live on Mars. That's on NewAtlas.com. Lawmakers preparing for societal collapse with plans to set up survivalist communities. That's on All News Pipeline. Why everyone should use coupons to get prepared quicker. That's on PreppersWill.com. What happens when a terrorist drives an SUV into a crowd? You won't believe it. That's on thesurvivalistblog.net. Baytown, Texas. Breaking. Texas police officer shot and killed at courthouse. The suspect is at large. That's on AmericanMilitaryNews.com. Huge wave anomaly coming from near Mystery Base in pyramid-like structures in Antarctica. Cyborgs at work. Employees getting implanted with microchips. A record 67% of low-income Americans are worried a great deal about hunger and homelessness. That's on Zero Hedge. From the Express, EU should pay US. Britain will get billions back from Brussels in new Brexit plan. From a high-profile North Korean defector, Kim Jong-un willing to strike the US with nuclear-tipped ICBM. Okay, that's all for today's Diamond Report. Thanks so much for listening and watching. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for further updates and more videos. I will see you tomorrow.